the network of the Olympics.
Number 12, Roger Staubach, is the quarterback and field leader of the Dallas Cowboys. A great all-purpose athlete who can do it all, like here, where he scrambles for needed yardage. But Staubach's abilities are so versatile. He can throw, like here when he hits Gene Fugate, the tight end, in the end zone for a touchdown. And like here, when he finds his favorite of all targets, number 88, Drew Pearson. That's Roger Staubach. But Mike Livingston, number 10, is the adversary quarterback. He leads the Kansas City Chiefs, characterized by Paul Wiggin, his coach, as a kind of street-fighting quarterback. Livingston likes to scramble when he has to, and Livingston has learned to throw on the run, like here when he hits Ed Podolak for a touchdown. And here, well, he's got a new one, a tight end who can go deep, who's young and fast, Walter White, the rookie from Maryland. Tonight, it's the Chiefs against Dallas.
15 seconds there.
Stand by on cameras, stand by videotape, stand by slow-mo.
Stand by to roll videotape in 5.
And roll tape. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take tape.
From Texas Stadium, just outside Dallas, Texas, tonight it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Cowboys locked in a tight divisional race in the National Conference. The Chiefs, a young rebuilding team that has surprised the entire National Football League. And ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer. See their new 76s and see why they say the closer you look, the better we look.
The standings in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference reflect the importance of tonight's Monday night NFL game, the Cowboys against the Chiefs. The Cowboys must win in order to stay abreast of Washington and St. Louis. Kansas City, a surprisingly strong football team. These boots were made for walking, and that's what they're going to do right here in Dallas, Texas, when we're along with you. Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Glad to have you back with us for Monday Night Football. Quickly, let's go to the opposition coaches. One of them is famous. The other is a rookie head coach. We'll take him first. Paul Wiggin, Kansas City Chiefs. He was a great player under Paul Brown. Played with the Browns in their glory years for 11 seasons. Became an assistant defensive coordinator for Dick Nolan at San Francisco. Nolan called him the best assistant coach I've ever seen. Took over the Chiefs when only Scram had been before him. Took over a team which he says knew how to play football. Gave credit to Hank Scram, and I'm glad he did that. As I said, an outspoken man, but a man who can put things together when things seem at their worst. He proved it. The Chiefs lost their first 3. Quickly rebounded, won the next 3, then lost a toughie a week ago to Houston. The opposition coach you all know about. One of the greatest, one of the most innovative ever in the history of the National Football League, Tom Landry. This year he's brought back the shotgun. Staubach uses it effectively. Wiggin told me today that he's had to spend half the week just preparing his defenses for the shotgun formation. Tom Landry, the third winningest coach among all active coaches with 121 career victories. So that's the backdrop in terms of leadership. Let's go to Spanky.
Well, Univac, I'm glad that you did mention Paul Wiggins, because
Wiggins?
Yes.
You've made him plural.
Well, he has a family, Howard, and although he's a great coach, he's also a dirty ball player, and was a dirty ball player. He spat on me out there, folks, and that's dirty. So his ball clubs are going to be a tough type of ball club, and I know they're going to be tough out there tonight. Unfortunately, he's had some problems on their defensive line. He's lost 3 of their top great linemen, so they're going to have to go with some substitutes in there, and consequently, they're very shallow. And listen to this. If they lose 2 or 3 of them tonight, you may first very possibly be seeing the first 1-6-5 in football.
That's 12 men.
They're entitled, Howard, to have that many ball players.
Let's go to Gifford.
And they might need it. How about that? Cowboy boots and a Tiffany watch. It belongs somehow in Dallas. We're looking forward to a good football game. In my estimation, the Dallas Cowboys are a much stronger football team, but there's something about the Kansas City Chiefs that are very special. They are rebuilding under a very fine young head football coach, as Howard mentioned, in Paul Wiggin. We have already taken a look at Mike Livingston, who returns to where he was born here in Dallas, played his college football at SMU, and finally has taken over from Lenny Dawson after 7 years as a backup man. We talked about Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach, one of the great quarterbacks in pro football today. In my estimation, though, there are two players we'll be watching a great deal of tonight, and that is number 63 for the Kansas City Chiefs, their fine middle linebacker, Willie Lanier. Willie Lanier was going to quit earlier this year. Paul Wiggin talked him out of it, and he has come back, and while he's not playing behind the caliber of defensive linemen that his counterpart, Leroy Jordan, is playing behind, nevertheless, he still is one of the premier middle linebackers in football today. Leroy Jordan is a very special individual. He only goes about 212 pounds, but he's been backing up the Cowboys line at the middle for 13 years. An All-American out of Alabama. He still is kind of special, and he's helping a lot of youngsters on this Dallas Cowboy team. They have 12 rookies, more than any other contender. A quick look at Mike Livingston. Played at SMU 9 years ago, has been the backup man to Lenny Dawson, waiting for a shot, and this year he got it. He was their opening quarterback, and he was the quarterback in their big win over Oakland, a team that they must try and stay close to if they're going to have any shot in their Western Division of the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys live from Dallas, Texas, where we'll return with the kickoff in just a moment.
The American worker. Some people have forgotten the craftsmanship he brings to his job. Some say he's not as important as he used to be. Well, to that, we politely answer, bunk. At Zenith, Americans like these produce the color TV that service technicians named more than any other as the one that needs fewest repairs. American workers, Zenith workers. They make sure the quality goes in before the name goes on.
Give your watch a new twist. Twist-O-Flex. Give yourself a new feeling. Twist-O-Flex. With Sidel on your wrist. Twist-O-Flex. It's the one that keeps giving. Twist-O-Flex. Give your watch a new twist. Give your watch a new Twist-O-Flex.
Twist-O-Flex watch bands only by Spidell, giving comfort, beauty, flexibility in over 100 great styles.
You're the pro, George. I need some new tires. What kind should I get? You're holding the answer in your hand. X-Fly tires? Turn it around, Frank. Dunlop. Dunlop tires, of course. Sure, Dunlop's one of the largest tire manufacturers in the world. That means a lot of people are putting a lot of trust in Dunlop on the road.
When you want to get more out of your drive, see a pro. That me. See your Dunlop Pro. If you like us on the fairway, you'll love us on the freeway.
This is a special message for the NFL's teenage fans, boys and girls between the ages of 14 and 18 who like a challenge. It's an essay contest as part of our nation's bicentennial celebration. Just present your thoughts in 500 to 750 words on the topic, the NFL's role in American history. The first prize is a $10,000 college scholarship, plus a trip to the Super Bowl in Miami next January, and special recognition in Pro Football's Hall of Fame. The deadline is November the 15th, 1975. A near-capacity crowd at Texas Stadium, just outside of Dallas, Texas. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. Balloons, the festive air that seems to accompany us wherever we go on Monday Night Football, as we look now at Roger Staubach, one of the premier quarterbacks in all of football. The Cowboys need a win tonight to stay abreast of the Washington Redskins and the St. Louis Cardinals. There is Staubach's counterpart, number 10, Mike Livingston. Played high school football here, went on to greatness at SMU, and has been in the wings for so long, waiting for Lenny Dawson to either retire, give up the ghost or whatever, but nevertheless, Lenny Dawson's still on the roster. But tonight, it'll be Mike Livingston who will open.
This is the stadium, Texas Stadium, which according to Dandy Dunn was typically Texan. He said they built it, but they never finished it. They left a hole in it. They're mad for the Cowboys down here, sometimes beyond reason.
The receivers, number 26 is Preston Pearson. Number 21 is Doug Dennison. Jan Stenerud will kick off for Kansas City. Jan Stenerud having a great year in the field goal department. 7 straight coming into tonight. He riffles it long and high. A typical Stenerud kick will be taken by Preston Pearson at the goal line. Pearson finds a big hole. Pearson out over the 30 to the 33-yard line, hit there by Tim Carney.
Even before you set up, all right, go ahead, Frank. Set up the Dallas offensive back.
Howard, there's Roger Staubach. We've mentioned him. He will be in there with setbacks. Number 26, Preston Pearson. Robert Newhouse is number 44. The wide receivers, number 88. He's the best of the Cowboy receivers, Drew Pearson. The tight ends will alternate between Billy Joe Dupree, number 89, Gene Fugate, number 84. The other wide receiver, Golden Richards, 83. Cowboys move from their own 32. Out of the I formation, the quick toss is to Pearson over the right side. And Pearson is met after a yard pickup by middle linebacker Willie Lanier. The offensive line, it's a good one. There's one rookie in there, Herbert Scott. There's only one rookie starting for the Cowboys, but the rest of them are veterans. Ralph Neely, a one tackle. Rayfield Wright, the other. The guards are Herbert Scott, he's the rookie, number 68. Blaine Nye, number 61. The center, John Fitzgerald. The number 1 offensive team, the Dallas Cowboys in the National Football Conference. They are 3rd in rushing, 3rd in passing, overall number 1. Gain of 1 yard by Pearson. 2nd down and 9, the ball at the 33. Pearson the call again. And Pearson gets 2 yards, this time out to the 35.
Of course, here's the Chiefs front four, and as we talked about, it's kind of a makeshift line. John Matusa, of course, is a big giant. Buck Buchanan's been around a long time. Tommy Keating, number 74, is just activated again. He's playing that right tackle, and Bob Maddock makes up that right end. And they're a makeshift line, but they're a veteran ball club. They know what to do. They handle themselves pretty well.
That's Eddie Podolak, played one of the greatest individual games within memory some years back against Miami. A superb all-purpose football player. Still.
3rd and 7, the shotgun offense. Staubach deep. Pearson is in there. Charles Young is in there. They're the good receivers. Staubach incomplete to Charles Young. 4th down, Dallas will punt.
Frank, Kansas City was deeply concerned with Dallas in the early going, especially the first series of plays. They're concerned about, or were concerned about, Dallas striking quickly, getting the lead, so Kansas City would have to play catch-up football, and then Dallas could unleash its front four. Kansas City feels if they can get the early lead, they'll be in this game the stick, and they think they've got a good chance to win it under Wiggins.
Mitch Hoops, an 8th-round draft pick, deep, 3 receivers, Eddie Podolak, Charles Thomas, Kerry Reardon. Hoops, a wobbly kick. Reardon will take it on his own 27. And getting away from one tackler back out to the 30-yard line. Randy White was down there to make the stop, the All-American. And now, for the Kansas City Chiefs, we've told you about Mike Livingston. He opens the quarterback. He's number 10. Ed Podolak is in there ahead of Woody Green. Woody Green with a sore ankle. Podolak is 14. MacArthur Lane, number 42, is at fullback. The wide receivers, Larry Brunson, 83. Barry Pearson, number 85. Billy Masters, number 84, is in there. Walter White will alternate with him. White is number 88. 2 fine tight ends. 1st and 10 for Kansas City from their own 30-yard line. And a bobble on the very first snap for Kansas City. Players are being untangled. And Kansas City back on the football. Mike Livingston able to recover. Their offensive line, they've had a few problems there, but they are beginning to firm up. Jack Rudney's at center. Rocky Raisley is the 15th left guard the Kansas City Chiefs have used this year. He's number 66. Tom Condon, the other guard, number 65. The tackles are Nicholson, number 70, and Charlie Getty, number 77. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 32-yard line. Podolak with a big hole. He drops the football. Dallas recovers. Eddie Podolak.
All right, it's early in the game, and Kansas City has had the big mistake already that they especially didn't want to get in the early going. Let's have another look at this. And off to Podolak, the hole is big. He burst through despite that makeshift offensive line. Gift?
2 players involved in that tackle. Harvey Martin, number 79, was not expected to start. A surprise starter was number 31, Vinnie Barnes. He was in there. The actual recovery, however, made by number 43, Cliff Harris. 1st and 10 for Dallas. The 44-yard line of Kansas City. The setbacks change a lot with Dallas. Now they're 26 Pearson, 44 Newhouse. Staubach with a deep drop and looking. Goes out complete to Robert Newhouse. Newhouse running into Kansas City Chiefs after a gain of 5 or 6 inside the 40.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs linebackers are 2 of 3 veterans. Ken Avery is a veteran, too, out of New York by way of Cincinnati. Willie Lanier out of Morgan State, one of the most famous ones in the game, and Jim Lynch out of Notre Dame. Lanier, Lynch, and then Bobby Bell with a triumvirate who sparked the Kansas City Chiefs to their Super Bowl victory. There are the defensive backs: 15 Reardon, 18 Thomas, 1 LeBest, Kearney, very good, Mike Sensabaugh out of Ohio State.
2nd down and 5, the ball at the 39 for Kansas City. Doug Dennison, number 21, is now a setback. Here he comes. Good blocking, big hole, and look out. Reardon is the last man that can stop Dennison. He trips him up. Dennison down to the 10-yard line. Great blocking by the offensive line of the Cowboys. Doug Dennison, a second-year man whom we watched last year in Philadelphia as a rookie.
And Frank, for the viewers out there, if you've noticed the front 4 of Kansas City, both tackles are playing way inside, which means that they can't give any pursuit to the outside, making this outside run real good because there's no pursuit. They cut that pursuit off, and there's nobody in the inside that's going to help out there. So he's got a real shot if they keep going to the outside. Let's see if they bring those defensive tackles out a little bit more. Now they have. They widen them out.
1st down, the ball just short of the 10-yard line. Justin Pearson and struggling down to the 1-yard line. Willie Lanier being dragged by Pearson as Paul Wiggin looks on. Eddie Podolak fumble at the 44-yard line. Dallas in 3 quick plays are threatening with 2nd down, the ball just short of the 1-yard line.
Howard, excuse me, Frank, they widened the tackles and they went inside that time. It's a good play.
Yeah, they're cleaning out the Kansas City defensive line at the moment. The very thing Kansas City most feared, a quick burst by Dallas.
The stacked backfield. Charles Young is in there, number 30. Newhouse gets the call. Newhouse very close to the score, lunging forward. And Newhouse is short of the touchdown. It'll be 3rd down, less than a yard. The young Kansas City coach, Paul Wiggin, his counterpart, Tom Landry, 16 years in the National Football League, the only coach the Cowboys have ever had. And the 1st down can be made. Not much. Our referee tonight, Pat Haggerty. Our umpire, Al Conway. Our head linesman, Walt Peters. Our line judge, Bob Beeks. The back judge is Jim Poole. The field judge, Pat Millett. Staubach on a 3rd down and inches the ball inside the 1. 11:32 remaining in this 1st quarter from Dallas, Texas. Ball was bobbled, and I believe Kansas City has it.
There's the other break.
Dennison fumbled the ball. Kansas City recovers.
A reminder of a year ago, and we replayed it for you last week in Philadelphia. Doug Dennison out of Kutztown State, apparently about to go in for a touchdown. Fumbled. Joe Bird Lavender, number 30 on the Eagles, took it all the way for a touchdown, 96 yards. Now Dennison about to go in again, fumbled. Difficult circumstances for the young man. And got it again.
Staubach bobbled the ball, never got it. Emmitt Thomas made the recovery for Kansas City. Emmitt Thomas, who is always around the football for the Chiefs. Kansas City starting in a deep hole at their own 2-yard line. MacArthur Lane gets the call, hopefully, to give Mike Livingston breathing room. He moves out to the 5.
Frank, I'd like to look at that play again because it establishes that this time it was not young Dennison's fault at all. Watch this. Staubach with the ball. Bobbles it in midair. Well, he actually kind of tossed it to him.
Almost a completion.
Yes. But in any event, only partially at best, or at worst, Dennison's fault.
2nd down and 7. Livingston can breathe just a little at his own 5. This time is Podolak, and he's nailed at the line of scrimmage, but you saw him covering up that football, as running backs are prone to do once they have fumbled. Bill Gregory, number 77, Jethro Pugh were in on the stop.
Frank mentioned earlier they've had 15 guards in that offensive line under Joe Spencer, the offensive line coach who coached the Jets in 1968. He's a good coach. But recently, during the season, they've had 4. Ed Buddy, the great veteran, out for the year, injured reserve, knee. Randy Beisler, acquired from San Francisco, out for the year, neck. Roger Bernhardt, acquired from the Jets, out. And now Rocky Razor.
3rd down and 7. MacArthur Lane held far short of the first down. Moves out to the 13. It'll be 4th down. It'll be a pressure punt for Kansas City's Gerald Wilson.
The point is, Frank, that Wigan and Spencer have been miracle men in keeping an offense going with that kind of juxtaposition of offensive line personnel.
And if you're going to have a punter kicking from the end zone, it may as well be Gerald Wilson. And he just gets it off. A bad snap. He had trouble handling it. It'll be short. Dallas will have great field position once more. 26-yard punt. Kansas City in trouble again. A flag is down. We'll be back.
On this test track, you're watching 2 Mercedes 280 sedans and 2 1976 Ford Granadas. Granada is a car of about the same size and shape as the Mercedes. It is also a car designed for the quality of riding comfort American drivers have come to demand. But the American driver is demanding a modest base sticker price as well. Ford Granada, under $4,000, excluding taxes, title, and destination charges. See your local Ford dealer.
Here's Joe DiMaggio.
Particular about your coffee? You need Mr. Coffee, the greatest coffee brewer ever. A precision coffee brewing system that makes the perfect pot of coffee every time. The best I've ever tasted. Our filter, your coffee. Mr. Coffee does the rest. Faster than instant, better than fresh perked. Whatever brand you use, Mr. Coffee brews it best. Mr. Coffee, the greatest coffee brewing system ever.
Next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, you'll see the motorcycle race of champions, then Olga Corbett in the World Cup of Gymnastics, and the World Target Diving Championship here on ABC.
Typical Dallas lovely. Here, here. Well, she may be a little more than typical. But they have some beauties here in Dallas, and Dallas has a beautiful field position.
Time has passed you by, Frank.
1st and 10, the Cowboys on the Chiefs' 33-yard line. The toss to Pearson. Pearson waiting for the blocks to develop, and they do not happen. A flag flies as Pearson gets down to the 30-yard line. Jim Lynch there to make the stop. There was a penalty on the punt of Gerald Wilson, an ineligible Chief downfield. You just saw the holding penalty assessed now against Dallas. Here is the bad snap. Wilson handled the ball very carefully. He's in his own end zone, had to hurry the ball. It was almost blocked. He did get it off, just barely. There was an ineligible Chief downfield. Naturally, following a 26-yard punt, the Cowboys declined the penalty, and they have just been assessed 10 yards of their own. They have a 1st down and 20. The ball at the Kansas City Chiefs' 43-yard line as Lenny Dawson, the aging quarterback of the Chiefs, looks on. Pearson on the draw. Pearson spins away from John Matuzak. Picks up 3 yards. Make it 4. It'll be 2nd down and 16.
I'll tell you, the biggest guy I've seen in pro football for a long, long time, other than Too Tall Jones, is John Matusak right there, number 79. Now, he's very aggressive right now. Good job. He gets rid of his blocker, comes back in. The only thing John can't do real well yet is tackle. First to tackle, Howard, he'll be all right.
He's learning a new position. He used to play inside. He's giving it his all, though, at least Coach Wiggins says.
The ball at the 39, 2nd down. Shotgun position for the Cowboys. Here's the screen. Newhouse holds onto the ball. Blockers in front. Newhouse down the sidelines, getting very close to the original line of scrimmage. Back to the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Tom Keating moved over there from defensive tackle. for Kansas City, who's had trouble in that defensive line. Their best defensive man, Wilbur Young, who leads the team in quarterback sacks, is out. He will not play tonight. John Lohmeyer will not play. Wilbur Young might possibly see action, but we do not anticipate that.
I don't know how Wigan has done it.
Buck Buchanan is in there, number 86, but he has a sore foot. So the Cowboys, with 8:03 remaining in the first quarter, no score. They have a 3rd down and 11. A ball at the 34. Staubach hits Charles Young short of the first down. Down to the 27-yard line, a gain of 7.
Alex, I simply don't understand why in the Pro League we see that so often. We see the man go down short of first down yardage to receive the pass on the 3rd down play. That's Jethro Pugh, our old friend.
What a combination, Jethro Pugh and Bob Lilly. Of course, Bob's being enshrined in the state tonight, but what a combination they were, Howard, to watch them play.
A 42-yard field goal attempt.
They'll never make it, Frank. Howard, they'll never make it.
Fritz probably remembering last week's field goal attempt at 38 yards against Washington. They could have won that game. This one's blocked. Picked off. Picked off there by Don Martin, I believe, blocked it, and Kerry Reardon came up with it for Kansas City. So 2 big breaks have turned Dallas back. Kansas City will have a 1st and 10, their own 22-yard line.
Once in a while, an old car like this still pulls into an Exxon station. When it does, it brings back memories. For instance, when this old friend came by back in 1934, it was probably to try the new gasoline Exxon was introducing that year. It was blended according to the season, and it helped cars get started easier and warm up faster. Or it may have been for Exxon's new motor oil, but helped engines last a little longer. Down through the years, Exxon kept coming up with other new ideas as a result of their advanced product quality research. Today, Exxon retailers are still there to serve you, and they're still backed by dependable products from Exxon Research for your important miles.
Signs draped around Texas Stadium, where a few moments ago, Kansas City averted another score. They blocked a 42-yard field goal attempt of Tony Fritz. Here comes MacArthur Lane, and that Lane powers over the left side, picks up 6 yards. We have now been told it was Buck Buchanan who blocked that field goal.
MacArthur Lane, of course, acquired by way of trade from the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's done a good job. He got in the past 2 games. He is a superb blocker, as veteran NFL fans know, and still a powerhouse runner. He replaced Cleophas Miller, who shone well a year ago as a runner, but they felt he couldn't do the job blocking.
The ball at the 26. 2nd down and 6. Another big hole for Podolak, and Podolak out close to the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39, 1st down, Kansas City. And that was the identical play with which Podolak carried earlier and fumbled the football. Dallas fumbled themselves after they had moved to the 1-yard line.
6:12 left to go in the first quarter. Putting it in perspective, Dallas has had 2 big opportunities. One, a mistake on a handoff from Dawson to Dennison resulted in a fumble inside the Chiefs' 5. The other, they got started in great field position in Chiefs territory, couldn't put it together, had a place kick attempt blocked.
On 1st down, Livingston going to the air. The attempt is to Larry Brunson.
Buck Buchanan, one of the great heroes of the 1970 Super Bowl victory over the Minnesota Vikings. That's when Buck and Curly Culp, now with Houston, played an odd man front over Mick Tingelhoff, 53 on Minnesota, the smallest center. This is the man who blocked the field goal a few seconds ago. That day, they made life unbearable for Mick and unbearable for Joe Kapp, then the quarterback of the Vikes.
2nd down, the ball at the 39-yard line of Kansas City. Livingston again, looking for the screen man, finds MacArthur Lane. Lane with good blocking out front, gets out to the close to the 45-yard line. Leroy Jordan, number 55, coming over from his middle linebacking position. Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball marked at the 44. No score. Texas Stadium, it holds 65,100.
What's in the middle there, Giff?
Well, that lets in some of the beautiful air that we've had today.
Why didn't they finish it? Where are
No,
you?
I don't know. Meredith said they ran out of money or something, didn't they? On 3rd down, which is hard to believe. Podolak, inside handoff. Podolak has the 1st down.
That's where Podolak excels as a runner. He doesn't have the speed, apparently, to be a really great runner. Yet abruptly, he can accelerate. Watch this again. He is supposedly reasonably slow-footed, but watch this. The instant the opening, he's through, and then he's powerful. He is not easy to bring down.
Podolak filling in tonight for the injured Woody Green. There's a good look at one of the skiing wonders of the world.
Frank, he's what we call a garbage can runner. He doesn't look like he's doing anything out there. He's much like Paul Hornung. He gets the job done.
An Iowa Hawkeye.
That's right.
Like the great.
On 1st down from Dallas's 45-yard line. Livingston with a month to throw the ball. Now he attracts a crowd, and Podolak does not hang on. D.D. Lewis went for the interception. And a pass that I'm sure that Ed Podolak thought that he could have handled. Livingston with a lot of time, and then all of a sudden the protection collapsed, and Ed Jones was in there.
Right. It's going to collapse when you got this guy coming at the quarterback. That's too tall, Jones. He gets up again. He's scrambling still. Now he moves in. He jumps up. He's 12 foot 3.5 inches when he jumps up on his heels.
2nd down, Kansas City. Just short of the 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. 4:52 remaining in the 1st quarter. This is Ed Podolak. Podolak shoots out for a gain of 3. Bill Gregory made the stop. Paul Wigan has to be delighted with what has happened thus far, in the sense that the Cowboys are not on the scoreboard with
He still has a
10
flat
points.
top. He still wears a flat top, Frank. He's really square. You know that, don't you?
He used to block him.
Work for Dick Nolan, you got to wear it that way. He learned early. And
He's
Paul Brown.
He's a Wheaties eater. You can tell that.
3rd down and 6. Ball at the 41 of the Cowboys. Livingston, and this time Ed Jones comes in and blocks the football, knocking it back almost in the face of Mike Livingston. Ed Jones, who is not 12 feet, as Alex mentioned, but he is 6'9" and 260. Let's watch him again.
Well, this time he really does a good job on that tackle. He moves to the outside pretty quick. He has good quick moves. His only big problem I see so far as a young ball player is that he takes too many wide steps, too long steps. He's got to shorten his steps up a little bit. He can really be much quicker if he does that. And of course, you know he's got the power and the strength, so he's going to be a great one.
Gerald Wilson, the Cowboys have 10 men on the line of scrimmage, single safety, Golden Richards. And they almost got to this one. Wilson angling for the sidelines. He got it.
That was some kick. What a beauty.
Wilson, who has been averaging 43 yards a punt coming into tonight's game, has put it out of bounds at the Cowboys' 4-yard line. We'll be back.
Why are you calling all those other people? When just one call to United from you or your travel agent gets your flight, rental car, and now even your hotel room at Holiday Inn, Ramada, Hyatt, Howard Johnson's, Sheridan, or Western International.
One call to United did it all. Flight, rent a car, hotel.
The friendly skies of your land. So why are you calling all those other people? United Airlines.
I've practiced and practiced this course. I remember every turn, every drop. You gotta go all out at the Olympic Games. Fear doesn't enter your mind, ever. Because it causes mistakes, or worse.
Number 11, in place.
This is it.
Going all out. It's the only way when just one can be best. They know that at the Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company, because you judge the quality of their brewing skill every time you open a Schlitz.
Signs in Texas Stadium, of
Bad
course.
spelling, Frank. Starring has 2 R's.
Of course, rousing our colleague, Howard Cosell. Howard got on Robert Newhouse's case up a little bit in Detroit a few weeks ago. They take umbrage to down here in Texas to things like that.
I never did. I said that he was not a Calvin Hill, and he is not.
Well, in any event, they misunderstood what Howard said here in Dallas because it's been friendly. Semi. 1st and 10 for Dallas. They move from their own 4. Newhouse. Upended right at the line of scrimmage. That's not Robert Newhouse. Oh, now that is wicked. Just back to the line of scrimmage. Newhouse maybe picked up a half a yard. Doug Dennison comes in, number 21. The Cowboys juggling their offensive setbacks. Wide receivers, Drew Pearson, bottom of your screen now. Dennison goes back into the eye. 2nd down and 9. Newhouse. Newhouse moving out over the 9-yard line, hit there by Willie Lanier in his 9th year out of Morgan State. Willie Lanier is not working behind one of the best defensive lines. A lot of injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs. I told you Wilbur Young is out, Lohmeyer is out, Buck Buchanan is playing hurt tonight. And that really makes it tough on a middle linebacker. 3rd down and 5. The ball just short of the 10. No score, 2:49 remaining in the first quarter. Dallas had 2 golden opportunities. They had a field goal block. They fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line of the Kansas City Chiefs.
2 minutes, too much time.
And Dallas, juggling personnel, juggling formations, have used up too much time. The ball will be moved back. And there is the capacity crowd. There were some 10,000 seats available.
And there is a growing restiveness in the crowd, Frank. Earlier, the crowd booed the Cowboys with an immediacy that was alarming in the light of their defense of their heroes throughout the recent weeks. The myriad moods of America's sports fans.
3rd down. Young gets the draw call. Out to just over the 10-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Bob Maddox, number 75, who has moved out from tackle and playing defensive end now for Kansas City, made the stop. Clock ticking away. Inside 3 minutes, still no score.
Wilbur Young. A huge, huge man. Number 99.
What a great year he was having. He led the Chiefs in sacks, 10 individually.
The best player on the defensive front 4 without question.
Not seriously injured, but sore enough the knee is that he cannot be in there tonight. This is Mitch Hoops. The Chiefs with their 3 deep men. Podolak at his 43-yard line. And Podolak inside the 35-yard line to the 33, hit there by Calvin Peterson. Ed Podolak. Tremendous football player, was a quarterback at Iowa, a wide receiver. Done a whole bunch of things. Howard mentioned that memorable game back in '71 against Miami. He had 350 yards of offense that particular day. And he did it in a variety of ways. 85 rushing, 110 receiving, 155 on kick returns. So what looked like was going to be a runaway, but the Cowboys has turned around somewhat. The Chiefs now good field position of their own. 32-yard line of the Cowboys, 1st and 10. MacArthur Lane bobbles it, catches it on the bounce.
Got a lucky bounce.
Up there quickly was Mark Washington, number 46, the left cornerback.
He really had a lucky bounce there. Could have blown the whole thing. As it is, they're not in good position now.
Well, he doesn't seem to be handing off real well to those backs for some reason or another. He's hitting them kind of low on the belt and not up where they could handle it. And that's the second time we've seen it right now. You got to hit them a little low on the belt, Howard. Make them go, oh. Then you know they have the ball.
Where'd you learn that?
2nd down and 17. The ball at the 39 of the Cowboys. Podolak with the play-action fake. Livingston sprinting for the out-of-bounds, also safety, as Big Ed Jones was in pursuit.
Hey, the ankle of Harvey Martin, big number 79, now taped. Obviously, he sprained it.
No, I think that's normal.
He was in there earlier and tried to go. Obviously has re-injured that ankle. The ankle he damaged against Washington last week.
Frank, when Coach Wiggin characterized Livingston today as a street fighter, brawler type of quarterback, he was talking about the young man's willingness to scramble and about the absence of precision. He's not the kind of passer who takes you apart like a Bob Greasy does.
He has the pass situation on 3rd down and 11. And a lot of time. Going deep in the end zone. Cliff Harris back there defending against Larry Brunson. And Cliff Harris, truly a fine defensive safety, just did get back.
One of the very best, Giff. They had the right man back there. We'll look at it in replay. Elected the most valuable of all the Cowboys a year ago. His development has been simply outstanding.
And here's the speedster, Larry Brunson. Now watch Harris. Up he goes. Almost comes down with it. It's also one of the fine hitters. Golden Richards gave him a yellow helmet with a siren and a red light on it for practice sessions. He says, I want to know where he is when I'm out there.
Well, Golden might give him anything.
Let's see what Jan can do with this, Alex.
51-yard attempt. He's made 7 of his last 7.
No way in the world.
Plenty of distance. It is
no way. Harris was right. No way.
Kansas City on the scoreboard first with a 51-yard field goal by Jan Stenerud, and he has made his last 8 attempts.
Folks, don't forget this Saturday, ABC Sports brings you another outstanding day of NCAA regional college football. Harvard, losing to Princeton last Saturday, travels to Brown in a traditional Ivy League battle at 1 Eastern time. Colorado beats Kansas, fresh from their stunning 23-3 victory over the Sooners of Oklahoma in a Big 8 grudge match at 1:30 Eastern and 12:30 Central time. Shug Jordan's Auburn Tigers take on the Georgia Bulldogs in a test of SE strength at 1:30 Eastern time, 12:30 Central. Georgia upset Florida in a regional battle this past Saturday. Last season's NCAA Coach of the Year, Grant Teff, and his Baylor Bears tangle with Texas Tech, the alma mater of E.J. Hollip, being honored here tonight, and their new coach, Steve Sloan, at 12:30 Central time. More from the Giffer later. He will amplify.
Regional college football. Check your local listing for the telecast in your area. Jan Stenerud, who just hit from 51 yards out, riffles another one. Preston Pearson takes it in his own end zone. Pearson directing traffic. And Pearson with a fine return. Of 37 yards out to the 35-yard line. Mike Sensabaugh made the stop for Kansas City.
What a nifty runner, Frank. The fans, I think, have been sated with his history. Finally, in a late cut by Pittsburgh, fine player that he is, being picked up by Dallas. The only one of the 43 players on the Dallas squad not homegrown, acquired elsewhere. A fine receiver as well as a nifty runner.
1st and 10 for Dallas. Surprisingly, they're trailing the Kansas City Chiefs. They had 2 big breaks in the first quarter. A poor punt and a fumble by Podolak. They returned the fumble at the 1-yard line of Kansas City. Pass goes to Gene Fugit.
I want to tell you something. Jim Kearney, the strong safety and a fine one, number 46, is angry with himself. He had that play read and got there a little late. He might have picked that off and gone for the TD.
Fugit picks up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2. The ball at the 43-yard line.
Fugit out of the college that Alex most wanted to go to, Amherst. They wouldn't let him in.
Seconds ticking away. 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Kansas City out in front 3-0. Dennison with the call in a big hole. He has the first down out to the 47-yard line. Doug Dennison upset there by Kerry Reardon.
That young Reardon, who has succeeded Jimmy Marsalis, number 40 at cornerback, is a hitter, as you just saw.
So Jan Stenerud has put Kansas City ahead 3-0 on a 51-yarder.
After Homelight developed a chainsaw for $109.95, we tried to ruin it by doing things you shouldn't do. Because as America's largest maker of professional chainsaws, Homelight has a reputation to protect. And we're not about to let a saw out that can't stand up.
So while the Homelight XL may be inexpensive, it's not cheap. Homelight, for the pro and the man who wants to cut like one. And now the $109.95 Homelight is just $99.99.
The engine room crew says it gets pretty hot down here.
I'll say.
But they want to switch from their aerosol deodorants. Now, women have lots of alternatives.
Dames of all the lot.
But what can a man use for the kind of protection he needs? Here's what? Old Spice stick deodorant and roll-on antiperspirant. Both designed for men to provide man-sized protection against odor or wetness. They go on direct and they have that great masculine Old Spice fragrance.
Old Spice stick and new Old Spice roll-on, designed for men.
I'm Willie Lanier of the Kansas City Chiefs. Every player hopes that someday he'll be part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I know I do. But there's something here for everyone, young and old, male and female. The enshrinement area, great movies, treasured relics of the past. Why don't you plan a visit next time you're in the area? The Pro Football Hall of Fame is located in Canton, Ohio, right off Interstate 77. 77. Wasn't that Red Grange's number?
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Jan Stenerud and Gerald Wilson, they put the foot to the Kansas City Chiefs. Stenerud has had a remarkable year, been around seemingly forever. He's hit 8 in a row now, 47, 46, 45, 41, and now 51 to put the Chiefs ahead tonight 3-0.
He's never made a tackle in his life, Frank.
He's a good skier. On first down for the Cowboys. Out to Fugit. This time he bobbles it. Ken Avery moving over from his defensive left linebacking position. Fugit just took his eyes off the ball.
Further downfield.
Second down and 10.
Further downfield, Gift. Drew Pearson appeared to be all alone, but Roger seemed set upon throwing to the tight end.
Do you like that pop, little girl?
I think Pearson will probably come back and have a word with Roger because you mentioned, Howard, he was all alone. Fugit, of course, was open. But Fugit dropped the ball. Back into the same formation. Pearson, the top of your screen, on second down and 10. Ball at the Cowboys' 47-yard line. Staubach gets out of the traffic and races into Kansas City territory at the 46-yard line. A gain of 7. Bob Maddox was in there on Roger Staubach, number 75. We thought he had him. John Matuzak was also there.
Well, he had quite a bit of time, though, Frank, and then, of course, now it collapses on him, but he had a little time to throw the ball.
There's Maddox missing.
Here's what I don't like to see anymore. These quarterbacks are getting injured so much right now. Lions have lost both their quarterbacks, and it's going to be a real dilemma in the National Football League. She's going to be the next quarterback that we just saw.
Third down and 3. The ball inside the 46-yard line of Kansas City.
Get a pass!
Staubach firing complete to Drew Pearson. Nifty footwork on the part of the 6-foot, 180-pounder out of Tulsa.
Right, and a great pass by Roger. That's a precision play. That's surgical.
Pearson had, of course, the big year last year for Dallas, 62 receptions. And leading Dallas again this year, coming into tonight's play, had 30 receptions. That was second in the National Conference.
He threw that ball where it couldn't be intercepted, as you noted, Alex.
Yes, I did notice
Body
that.
of the receiver protecting the ball, and yet the ball thrown just inbound.
And yet parallel to whatever he was doing.
The ball at the 29 of Kansas City. Inside handoff to Newhouse. Gets away from a couple of tacklers. Cuts back. Could go all the way. Newhouse down to the 15-yard line. Emmitt Thomas finally takes him out of bounds.
Oh, how the fans have been waiting for that.
And look at them all look up at our booth. As I said,
this is about the fact that when we had the Detroit-Dallas game, I told Frank that Newhouse at first was not a good runner. I amended it by saying, Frank, he's a good enough runner. And I quote exactly from the transcript, there's no way he's another Calvin Hill. He is not an exceptional runner. Now, that's telling it like you think it is, but Bobby just had a good run.
An exceptional run. First and 10 at the 15 as the awesome Cowboys move inside.
That's what started it all. Frank Gifford characterized the Cowboys as awesome. and they went on to lose 2 of their next 4 games, including giving Green Bay its only victory of the year.
And a win tonight, and they'll be tied for the division lead in the National Conference.
Which doesn't
Eastern
speak
Division.
well for the strength of the league, does it?
Well, since we're in Dallas, let's call him awesome so we can get out of here after the game.
Preston Pearson carried the ball for a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 13-yard line. Staubach quieting the crowd. Doug Dennison is in there now. He's 21. He adjusts into the eye. Newhouse, the call again. A big hole. Upended hard.
Thank heavens he didn't fumble. They would have booed him.
Jim Kearney upending Robert Newhouse.
By the way, Giff, I was talking about regional college football. The titanic battle between the Crimson and the Bruins. Brown against Harvard will be for the Ivy League crown in our last regional game, San Diego State against San Jose State.
3rd down and 4. The ball just short of the 9-yard line of the Kansas City Chiefs. Staubach, a lot of time, but no place to put the ball. And now he may run it in.
All the way in.
Roger Staubach. Touchdown Dallas, and Roger Staubach is hurt. Mike Sensabaugh hit him right at the goal line. And Staubach in obvious pain. It could be just the wind knocked out of him. However, we will not speculate. He's a tough cookie, but...
He is some athlete. You've got to admire that man, his character as well as his ability. He's a first-rate human being.
He was trying for the corner of the end zone. He had a lot of time to throw the ball. No receiver could he find. Turned around. Now it'll be a sprint between Mike Sensabaugh, number 20, and Roger Staubach for the flag. Sensabaugh nailed him right at the goal line. He gets in for the score. And Dallas has gone out in front, but there has been a hush that has fallen over the Texas Stadium. We might take this moment, if we could, to friends and the fans of Ralph McGill of the 49ers. He suffered a concussion. Now Roger Staubach is up. Ralph McGill is enlisted in satisfactory condition after a concussion in a game yesterday against the Los Angeles Rams, who remain in the hospital in Los Angeles for a couple days observation, and then he will be returned to San Francisco, but it does not appear to be too serious. Fritz with the conversion. And Dallas moves out in front of Kansas City 7-3. We'll be back at Texas Stadium in a moment.
What a madhouse.
What a headache.
I'll take over, Joan. Here, take this. They're strong. Anison's adult strength.
They're all adult strength.
But while ordinary aspirin, buffered aspirin, and Anison start with the same amount of pain reliever, adult strength Anison adds 23% more. Then Anison adds an extra ingredient not found in the others.
How's your headache?
Gone. And no upset stomach.
Adult strength Anison.
30 remaining in the half. The Dallas Cowboys now out in front over the Kansas City Chiefs 7-3. Roger Staubach scoring on a broken play, looking for a receiver, could not find one. Took it in from 9 yards out. Tony Frisch will kick to either Charles Thomas or Jeff Kinney. Thomas 49, Kinney 31. Thomas at the 1, bouncing all over the lot. And there is a chicken fight to come up with the football, and it appears as if Dallas has made the recovery.
Well, that's the break that could turn this game completely over to the Cowboys. Kickoff completely mishandled.
Well, that's the truth. It was mishandled. And what I didn't like about it is once he fumbled the ball, what he should have really done after he fumbled the ball was just go to it and fall on it. Now, he's trying to pick it up again. Don't do that once you made a big mistake like that. Just try to leap on the ball, and that's the end of the story. Consequently, the Dallas Cowboys has the ball, and as Howard says, it could be a rout.
At the 19-yard line of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City just doesn't have the offensive power once they fall well behind in a ball game, in my judgment, to get back.
Dallas, of course, fumbled earlier on the 1-yard line of Kansas City. Staubach going for the bundle, going for Pearson, almost picked off. Mike Sensabaugh, number 20, the free safety, and a fine one he is for Kansas City, moved in, deflected the ball that had been intended for Preston Pearson. Staubach, obviously, just with the wind taken out of him by that tackle of Sensabaugh when he scored from 9 yards out. Big Buck Buchanan coming out of the lineup as Kansas City prepares for what they anticipate. That would be the pass. Tim Carney, number 50, is in as an additional defender for Kansas City. Young is 30, 26 is Pearson for Dallas. Pearson inside the 15.
He reads well, snake that yardage.
Gets 5, it'll be 3rd down and 5. Jim Kearney made the stop. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Kansas City scored first. 51-yard field goal, Jan Stenerud. Dallas came right back with Roger Staubach running it in from the 9-yard line. Staubach having a good year. All right, Dallas wants timeout. Roger Staubach calls timeout, looks over to his head coach, Tom Landry, and we'll return to Texas Stadium in just a moment.
That's it.
Tell it like it is. We love you. Referring, of course, to our colleague, Howard Cosell. Roger Staubach comes back into the huddle. I think he just might have wanted a little additional time to recover from that shot he took from Sensabaugh. In any event, he's looking at a 3rd down and 5. The ball at the 14-yard line, 11:40 remaining in the first half. Cowboys out in front of Kansas City, 7-3. Five men in the pattern. Staubach scrambling again. Gets it off to Fugit. Catches the ball just about at the line of scrimmage.
See that little Kerry Reardon go at him? Weighs about 178 pounds. Smallish but tough. How quickly they boo them here, don't they?
Tony Frisch comes out for Dallas. Tony not having a big year. Missed the 38-yarder, as I mentioned earlier, against Washington. They could have won that game last week. This will be an attempt from the 31-yard line. No question, Tony Fritz didn't even look at it. He knew he had it. The Cowboys extend their lead over the Chiefs to 10-3. This Saturday night on Saturday Night Live, Howard will have as his guest one really fine friend of all of ours, singer Andy Williams. Super football fan, I might add. Been with us many nights on Monday night. Impressionist Marilyn Michaels, comedian Norm Crosby, magician Mark Wilson, and one of the outstanding touring acrobatic groups in the entire world, if not the most outstanding, the Chinese acrobats from Taiwan. Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell.
Norm Crosby, he's one of my favorites, you know. He's the guy who perseveres when he fragrant trains. Do you know when he talks like that, Howard?
Yes, I'm also familiar with your own unintended malapropisms, Alex.
Fragrant sound. Prince.
Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell. Spanky, Alex Karras in a crowded Texas Stadium. Fritsch, who just hit from 31 yards. Out, kicks off, and is taken by Charlie Thomas. This time he holds on. And Thomas with a nice run back out to the 28-yard line, a run back of 29 yards. Again, it was Calvin Peterson who was down there for Dallas. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds and allow our local stations along the line to identify themselves. Dallas Cowboys out in front of Kansas City, 10-3. The Chiefs scored first, a 51-yard field goal by Stenerud. Staubach scored from 9 yards out. And then Tony Fritz hit from 31 yards out. 1st and 10, Kansas City. Podolak, and he's stacked up as he moves over the 30-yard line. Jethro Pugh was there, number 75, along with Dave Edwards, number 52.
Podolak had a quick decision to make there, Alex. There was an instant hold to his left. Had he veered left, he might have made more yardage. He elected instead to go straight ahead. Net result, gain of a yard, yard and a half, whatever.
That's strictly option blocking, and the back has to take his choice one way or the other.
Must read and must react instantly.
I used to close my eyes a lot.
Frank, you
it
really
gets crowded there.
You can't teach backs that. That's a natural instinct, I think, as far as I'm concerned.
And he's one of the best natural ones around, Ed Podolak. It's 2nd down and 8. And now Kansas City will take too much time.
That was 5 minutes, Frank, and I'm getting bored now. Let's pick it up a little
Alex,
bit, guys.
why should that happen? How can a quarterback let that happen?
Well, I don't know. I know that they're calling them a little closer this year than normally, but...
Sure, they're stung by criticism of slowness in play vis-a-vis the colleges, where they turn out so many more plays. That's all there is to that.
May I point out...
Then why'd you ask me for, Howard?
Howard, could I point out that Alex has never been in a huddle?
I've been in...
Oh, that's not true.
Huddles.
Yeah.
We've been in defensive huddles, Frank.
You guys do a lot of fanny-patting.
It's all right.
Second down and 12. Livingston. Wide open. Barry Pearson. Pearson has the first down out to the 43-yard line, hit there by Cliff Harris.
Interesting case history, Pearson. Pittsburgh had him, had so many wide receivers, they didn't hold on to him, and he's done a good job for Kansas City.
We might point out, too, he's working against Mel Renfro's replacement, Benny Barnes, number 31. Renfro is not in the lineup tonight, did not start. And penalty now being assessed against Dallas. Personal foul against Dallas. Leroy Jordan, the defensive captain for the Cowboys, coming over to have a further explanation.
That's not his number on his back. That's his age, isn't it, Frank? He must be 55 years old, that man.
Hey, he moves around like a kid. He's having a great year, Leroy.
He's got gray hairs on his chest, Frank. That's old.
How do you know?
I've taken showers with him before, Howard.
The delay is for an official to move upfield and pick up his handkerchief.
The way these people are booing, it's beginning to sound like Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia.
First down, Kansas City, the 42-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Play action fake by Livingston. Podolak, and Podolak has another Kansas City first down. Down to the 30-yard line. Covered there by Mark Washington.
9:48 to go in the second quarter. Kansas City trailing the Cowboys 10-3. The Cowboys have had 4 opportunities to move in for scores. They've capitalized in 2, well, really 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a field goal.
First down, Kansas City. Play action fake again. And complete to MacArthur Lane. And Lane struggling to get another first down, I believe, coming up just short inside the 21. Hit there by Cliff Harris.
Livingston is picking his spots better and throwing much more sharply, don't you think, Alex?
Yes, and he's throwing on first down, which means he's not going to get that big rush from that front four. And I think right now he's doing a good job throwing that short pass on first down situations. Don't you, Frank?
I do. And I really, it must be a thrill for him. He went to high school here. He was born in Dallas, sat on the bench for so long, and now here he is playing in front of his friends, his family, and turning in a credible job. Second down, less than a yard. Podolak, another big hole, another Kansas City first down. Podolak moving down to the 16.
Used everything he learned at Iowa for that run.
Oh, yeah, he faked to the outside, went right back into the inside, just like Forrest Evashevsky would have taught him.
You know, he's a superb athlete. We've talked about it before, but he's a fine skier. I've skied with him out in Colorado, a good skier. I played golf with him. He's a super golfer. And does everything on a football field.
And he's got a lot of girlfriends, too, Frank.
Your satiric aside about Coach Evashevsky did not go unnoticed. I remember when you challenged him to a fight.
I could have whipped him, too.
On first down, Livingston, Brunson, wide open. And Brunson goes out of bounds at the 11-yard line. And Mike Livingston, and he's getting time to throw, which is the important thing. Alex mentioned earlier, going on the first down, and that is the time to throw against Dallas. They're a very strongly regimented team. They do things over and over. They don't particularly care if you know they're going to do it, because they feel execution will take care of it. Livingston completed his last 4 for 44 yards. Now on second down and 5. MacArthur Lane Bobbled the ball again, and I believe Dallas has recovered. What a play. Earlier in the first quarter, they fumbled at the 1-yard line. They'll wait for the official call. And no, Dallas has recovered at the 4-yard line. And Paul Wiggin has to be disappointed.
He's a little mad, too. Watch it, Paul. You're on television now.
Boy, he was tough when he played with Cleveland.
He spat on me, Frank. He spat on me.
So many of these tough, big runners, however, have a tendency to lose the football. MacArthur, when he burst for 10 yards on a play a few sequences earlier, fumbled as he was going out of bounds. He's always had a problem holding on to the football. Jim Braxton of Buffalo is another great running back who often gives up the football.
Seen 2 fumbles tonight, both of them inside the 5. Dennison fumbled for Dallas at the 1. Now MacArthur Lane at the 4. And here's Preston Pearson. He bobbles the ball, and this could be a touchdown.
That's it.
Kansas City on the scoreboard. John Matuzak. Big John Matuzak.
Big Johnny.
Scores for Kansas City, and now Wiggin has done a 180. He's delighted.
He can't tackle, but he can jump on that ball.
And, of course, Tom Landry showing the disappointment.
I feel sorry for Doug Dennison because we had talked about his fumbling before. Not what you could call especially precise play by either side, Alex.
Well, either side really aren't doing a great job tonight. They're fumbling the ball, and they're giving up the ball an awful lot. I don't know. Maybe it's the influence of Monday Night Football. I think they really get up to for our games. You know, there's 50 million people
You know,
out there,
just
60.
got up into our booth, your favorite country singer, Charlie Pride, a resident of Dallas.
Sir. Hi, Charlie.
Jan Sinnerud will give us a new ball game. And we are tied at 10. Kansas City comes back. They tie the Cowboys at 10. We'll return to Texas Stadium in a moment.
Metropolitan Life reminds you that the future will be here in a moment.
Kick. Deep. Number 26, Preston Pearson. Number 21, Doug Dennison. Dennison at his 9. And upended. Moves out over the 15 to the 17-yard line. And let's take a look at John Matuzak. Preston Pearson bobbled the ball at about the 3 or 4 yard line. It bounded into the end zone. And big John Matuzak pursued it with the rest of the Chiefs. In fact, it was Matuzak really that first hit Pearson. There he is. John Matuzak, who was the first player picked in the draft in '73. Traded by Houston to Kansas City last year for Curly Culp. And Curly Culp is doing a fine job at Houston. Cowboys, 1st and 10, their own 26. Staubach over the middle. And Staubach firing complete. This time, Gene Fugit holds on. First down, Dallas at the 40-yard line.
Good pitch, good catch.
Gene Fugit's quite a football player. He's 23 receptions this year, and he really had lost his job to Billy Joe Dupree, but Fugit offers a little versatility to Dallas. He can play either the tight end or he can play the wide receiver. And with 43-man rosters, you need that versatility. Inside 8 minutes. Clock ticking at 7:25 remaining in the first half. Is tied up at 10. Staubach over the middle again. This time he goes to Golden Richards, and Richards has another first down. He's at the 38-yard line of Kansas City, and Staubach on target. Emmitt Thomas made the stop for Kansas City.
The Cowboys appear angry. Alex, let's look at this again. 2 quick pitches over the middle by Staubach, each unerring. Beautiful.
Ooh, that's your basic tackle.
I don't want to see this guy ever hurt Golden Richards. He's such a good-looking man. Look at that guy. That's unnecessary. Look at him. I love you, Golden.
Thomas is renowned for his tackling.
Cowboys, their 1st and 10 is at the 38 of Kansas City. Preston Pearson in motion. The toss goes to Newhouse. Newhouse gets another Dallas first down. Inside the 20, they'll mark it just short of the 19. And Mike Sensabaugh made the save for Kansas City. And again, Howard gets a salute of the capacity crowd, and he blows him a kiss. Yep. And I wish you could see this, ladies and gentlemen. It's wild.
I only hope he doesn't fumble. I said before, they'll boo him out of the stadium.
Newhouse now, 45 yards, 6 carries.
So far, we've had critical fumble by Dennison, a critical fumble by Pearson. So Newhouse is excelling tonight.
Preston Pearson. Pearson upended there by blitzing number 53, Ken Avery. Bionic blitz.
Well, if they mark me the $60 million man, I'll buy it.
It's his yearly income. James Fugate now comes in for Dallas. It's been a lot of fun down here, though. It really has, Howard. You have a way of turning on a crowd. You've turned on an entire city.
Gifford, it's a very valuable attribute.
Indeed it is. I said it was a lot of fun. I've just kept out of sight. On 2nd down and 15. Newhouse on the draw, big hole. Look out. Newhouse gets it back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6, a gain of 10.
I hope I've inspired the young man. But you know what Tex Schramm, the president of the Cowboys, told us, Frank.
You better be careful.
Oh, no.
What did he say, Howard?
He'd like 2 Bobby Newhouses, one standing on the other's shoulder. Then he'd look like Calvin Hill.
Third down and 6. The ball at the 15. The score is tied at 10. Play action fake by Staubach. Going for Golden Richards, and he one-handed a beautiful catch. Staubach never saw it. He was buried by Tom Keating as Golden Richards one-handed the ball in the end zone, bobbled it in the air.
Let me tell you.
Came down with it.
That's as good a catch as you're going to see. And it came at a time when one of the best fly catches I ever saw came into our booth, and he can't believe it. A fella named Jimmy Pearsall. He used to catch him like that, but that was in baseball. This guy did it with a football.
Tom Landry congratulating Golden Richards, the third-year man out of the University of Hawaii, formerly with Brigham Young, made a sensational catch of a Roger Staubach pass, and Roger never saw it. Tony Frisch. And the Cowboys have untied it. They lead the Kansas City Chiefs 17-10. Cowboys moving 73 yards on 6 plays. Let's look at it again. Number 74 is Keating. He'll come into your screen. He buried Staubach right there. Roger never saw it. Now look at this. A left-handed stab at it. Never took his eyes off it. Spectacular catch by Golden Richards.
Truly was.
5:10 remaining in the first half.
I'll tell you a guy who could do that, Howard. Raymond Berry of the Baltimore Colts. He did that all the time. And once in a while, Frankie did. Why are you pointing
I
yourself,
had to do it. I was so slow.
Gifford's greatest catch, as we look at Golden again, was a one-hander against Pittsburgh on a 3rd down play in a game that meant the title. Look at that.
It never came close to that, I'll tell you.
What hand control.
Golden Richards. And the Cowboys have moved in front of the Chiefs 17-10. Charles Thomas is deep. He's number 49. Jeff Kinney's back there, number 31. Fritz obviously kicking it to Thomas, who's having his problems. Thomas gets out to the 30-yard line.
Good run back.
25-yard return. Charlie Thomas, not big. He's 5'9", 180 pounds, in his first year out of Tennessee State.
Well, we saw him fumble early in the ball game, and of course it caused a lot of problems for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know he's thinking about things like that right now. And of course I think he works a little hard. He's more conscious of what he's doing right now. He's scared. He doesn't want that coach to keep yelling at him. Look at the leg action. He's going to be a good ball player.
Kansas City.
I used to run.
From their own 30, this is Ed Podolak. And Podolak, the beautiful cut upfield, gets another Kansas City first down. And Kansas City, surprisingly, are doing really well on the ground tonight.
I wonder if they're going to use the old option pass play with Eddie, because he can execute that well. He was a quarterback at Iowa, you'll remember, Alex.
I certainly do.
A lot of offense tonight. Both teams moving back and forth, up and down the field. We've had a little bit of everything thus far. Howard mentioned the option might come up. Robert Newhouse throws it for Dallas. He does that very well. Newhouse does that very, very well. 43-yard line, first down, Kansas City. Incomplete. Larry Brunson. Incomplete because Larry looked at the defender coming right at him at the same moment the ball reached his hands. Mark Washington covering for Dallas. Kansas City sending their plays in by their tight end messengers. Billy Masters, number 84, now comes in. Out comes Walter White, number 88. 4 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Cowboys over the Chiefs, 17-10. The Cowboys need this win tonight to remain tied with St. Louis and Washington in the NFC East. Livingston gets the screen off to Podolak, and it sets up well. And Podolak moves inside of Cowboy territory at the 48, hit there by Cliff Harris. Alex, they had 3 blockers on 1 man, and they didn't really do away with him.
No, they didn't, and he gave him the angle. He should have cut back in, I think, Ed, on that play, and he didn't. Of course, you know, we're up here and he's down there, but if you can see it right here in the picture, he's got some great blockers out in front of him, all 3 of them out there. There's only 1 man he's got to beat. Now, he takes the angle, and he gives the defender a chance. And all he had to do is cut to the inside. He picked up a first down, that's for sure.
That was D.D. Lewis, the linebacker for the Cowboys, playing off those blockers.
D.D. Lewis?
Dirty
Lewis. Dan Lewis is his real name. Did you know that, Frank?
No, I did not. 3rd and 1, the ball at the 48. Podolak gets the call, gets a big hole, and he gets open field. And Cliff Harris saves what could have been a Kansas City touchdown, but it is another first down for Kansas City at the 35 of Dallas. A gain of 13. Ed Podolak having a big night, replacing Woody Green. Let's repeat, Frank, that you got to give a great deal of credit to line coach Joe Spencer. Considering the changes in that offensive line, the number of guards alone. This is the 4th left guard they're using tonight. Rocky Raisley, once with your old team, Detroit, Alex, this season.
Well, it's tough. It's tough when you have new faces all the time in there, but they look like right now they're moving the ball pretty good.
Livingston again on the first down. Unloads it over the middle to the tight end, Billy Masters. And Billy Masters has another Kansas City first down at the 26. And Livingston took quite a shot. 3:41 left in the half and counting down. Cowboys 17, Chiefs 10. In and out, up and down ball game. Lots of mistakes and yet some sensational play. Witness the Golden Richards catch on the last Cowboys touchdown.
You know, we were talking about Paul Wiggin early in the beginning of the game, and we said he's a tough ball player, and that's how his team plays. I think the character of a coach comes out on his ball club. In this case, they're a tough, hard-hitting ball club, and they're doing a good job right now.
The first down is at the 21 of the Dallas Cowboys. The reverse. Podolak gives it to MacArthur Lane. So MacArthur fighting off Cowboys. Gets 6 yards out of it before being stopped by Benny Barnes.
Oh, Dede was kind of dizzy on that play. Lewis, he went one way or the other. Let's see Dede Lewis. Dizzy.
He's looking at the
Dizzy
action
Dan
back
Lewis
there.
this time. He doesn't know which way really to go. Now he starts to make his move.
Podolak giving the ball off to MacArthur Lane, and MacArthur Lane doing a nifty little toe dance. Gets away from Dede Lewis. 2:33. Clock is moving. The ball at the 15-yard line is 2nd down and 3. Livingston on the quarterback draw, and forget it, Jethro Pugh was all over him. And a flag has gone down. It'll be a face mask. And Jethro Pugh, number 75, was the man there, along with Bill Gregory, number 77. This was a design play, a quarterback draw. There's Jethro. Just got his finger stuck in there a little bit.
Yeah, well, that wasn't on purpose. That was by accident, really, on that play. He just, you know, hung his finger up in there, Frank, and he didn't mean it. And he's telling the referee, I didn't mean it.
Doesn't
and
hurt
I don't think he meant
does it?
No, it doesn't, but nevertheless.
First down, not a flagrant violation.
No, it isn't flagrant. Thanks, Frank.
Ball is at the 14-yard line. MacArthur Lane, big hole, and Lane inside the 10. Moving down to the 8-yard line, MacArthur Lane. Last year with Green Bay, MacArthur Lane at 362 yards, was traded to Kansas City during the offseason. 8-year veteran out of Utah State. Did most of his top flight running with the St. Louis Cardinals before going to Green Bay. Walter White comes out. Billy Masters goes in. We head to the 2-minute warning. And there it is. Mike Livingston moving over at the 2-minute warning to confer with head coach Paul Wiggin. Dallas over Kansas City, 17-10.
Oh, here it is, George. It's the hot pot refrigerator with water and ice through the door. Chilled water at the touch of a button. You never have to open the freezer for ice.
To another fine football game. It'll be Buffalo and Cincinnati, and we'll be at Cincinnati for that one. Kansas City has a 2nd down and 5. The ball on the 8-yard line. MacArthur Lane gets the call. The trap blocking up front. He's close to a Kansas City 1st down. He had to get just inside the 4-yard line. He did not make it. So it will be 3rd down. Less than a yard. Clock ticking away. 3 timeouts remaining for Kansas City. Dallas has 2. Walter White hustles in with the play, and he better hustle. And now Kansas City has to use their timeout. They were very close to another delay of the game. One of the problems of bringing that play in and out. Action here in Dallas tonight, a lot of it. And there will be action in New York for Saturday Night Live coming up this Saturday with Howard Cosell. Let's hear more.
Hiya, big boy. My name is not Mae West. My name is Marilyn Michaels, but I'll be appearing this week with Howard Cosell on Saturday Night Live. And I'll also be Dinah Shore, Barbara Streisand, and a lot of other people that Howard couldn't afford. Hello, you sexy man. That's this Saturday night, live at 8, 7 Central on ABC. Why don't you come up and see us sometime?
Oh, man.
Did you see that, Frank?
I saw that. Don't be bitter.
I mean, he put both lips on that cheeks that time. Wasn't that terrific?
And she smiled.
Yeah.
Knowingly.
The bitterness of elderly men always manifests itself.
They call them dirty old men. 3rd down, less than a yard for Kansas City. They trail 17-10. 1:29 remaining in the 1st half. Both the tight ends are in there for Kansas City. Podolak goes in motion. And Livingston is going to go for it himself. Livingston does not get the touchdown, but he does get a Kansas City 1st down and kills the clock. D.D. Lewis moved over to take Livingston out of bounds. Interesting halftime coming up as we look at this play once more. Livingston calling on his own running abilities.
Frankie doesn't have a great deal of speed, but he had good blocking in there, and I think if he had just a little faster, if Staubach would have had the ball, I think it would have gone in.
You're right.
Don't take anything away from Livingston, but he just doesn't have that quickness.
Heavy-legged kid.
Maybe Livingston was trying to match Staubach's earlier touchdown right of 9. And in the event, he got the 1st down, his 1st and goal at the 1. 1:24 remaining in the half. This time, you give it to the runner, Podolak. And Podolak gets in for Kansas City. And you can see it on Paul Wiggins' face.
Iowa does it again.
Greatest in the land. Joy in every hand. I'm sorry, Frank.
Wiggin has every right to be proud of this team. They made more trades than any other team in the NFL during the offseason, with the exception of San Diego. The Chiefs made 15 separate trades. These players have not been together that often, and yet they are doing a creditable job. They played good football throughout the entire season. They just did lose last week to Houston. And they are fighting the Cowboys even here at Texas Stadium. Jan Stenerud will attempt to tie it up.
It's one of the real exciting plays we're going to see right now, the extra point, Frank. I always look forward to seeing that.
It was in Denver yesterday. Stenerud ties it at 17. 1:20 remain on the clock. Here's Ed Podolak having a fine night. Let's look at him again. As the Chiefs move 10 plays and 70 yards, capped by Podolak going in from the 1-yard line.
He's fine, too, Frank, around that goal line. He puts his head
Good block
down
by
there.
MacArthur Lane there, too, number 42.
Good driving legs, keeps him moving.
MacArthur Lane, excuse me, is a great blocker. Big, tough. Once played middle linebacker. Remember, Alex?
Not
back
again.
in college.
Oh, back in college, yes, certainly, but not in the pros, Howard.
Here's a look at the moon through the hole in the roof of the Texas Stadium. Half a moon.
Can you see
half
a moon there?
There it is, 17 apiece. 1:20 remaining. The Cowboys have 2 timeouts. John Stenerud started out on the field to kick off and then came back to confer with Paul Wiggin. Deep, number 21 for Dallas. Doug Dennison. Number 26 is Preston Pearson. This is Dennison. He drops the ball. And Dennison, with a whole lot of running in one place, drops the football. And, well, there's not been marked. Kansas City, I believe, has come up with it.
I really feel sorry for Dennison.
Kansas City has recovered another Dallas fumble. Number 45, I believe, Morris LeGrand, a rookie out of Tampa. And we have seen some zany happenings this evening. LeGrand did recover it for Kansas City.
You call it zany, I would characterize it as shoddy.
Well, there's different strokes for different folks. First and 10 for Kansas City, the 15-yard line of Dallas. MacArthur Lane carrying Cowboys with him down close to the 10-yard line. Let's look at it again. Dennison never did have control of it. He did a little dance step there. Then he got popped, came up with it. LeGrand came up with the football. The rookie from Tampa making his mark on the special teams for Kansas City. Kansas City calls timeout. They have 1 remaining. There he is, Morris LeGrand. NCAA Regional College Football coming up this Saturday. Some exciting games. Check your listing for the game that will take place in your area.
This Saturday on ABC Sports, a full schedule of 5 NCAA regional football games. Eastern viewers will see Brown bidding for its first Ivy League title ever against Harvard in a critical game. Kansas, an upset winner over Oklahoma last Saturday, entertains Colorado. San Diego State and San Jose State, each 8-1, meet for the Pacific Coast Athletic Association title. Auburn faces Georgia in the Southeast Conference, and Texas Tech battles Baylor in the Southwest. That's all Saturday on ABC.
We'll see all the Texas All-Stars. They took a vote down here in Texas to the greatest players ever to come out of Texas. And they're all here tonight, 25 of them. There's some of the names. Meanwhile, it's 2nd down and 6 for Kansas City. Time running out. This is Podolak. And look at that beautiful cutback as Cliff Harris looked like he was going to nail Podolak at the line of scrimmage. Ed Podolak with that beautiful deceptive style of running. Cutback, and Kansas City is going to move in front of the Cowboys. And Ed Podolak has to be delighted with his night.
That's what you call taking advantage of a turnover. I like what you said earlier, Alex. This team plays with the character of its coach.
Oh, yeah, they don't have anyone, as you said. There's no one left. Everyone's injured, and yet they just keep... Rocky Raisley really put 2 guys out on the block out there. Rocky Raisley, the offensive guard, did a good job on that play.
You know who ran like this man? Paul Horning.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned
turn the
that, too.
corner.
That's right. Alex
Plant
mentioned that earlier.
Cut back against the grain.
Very tough down on a 5-6 yard line. Very tough. Good-looking man.
The clipping call moves the ball back to the 14-yard line of Dallas.
He moved to Gifford country, Aspen, Colorado.
Charlie Young is in there, number 30. Now the Cowboys into the shotgun. Staubach. Looking. Staubach finally going down to the 25-yard line, using up almost 12 seconds of the remaining time.
And risking
gain of
his
11.
life.
First down, Cowboys. Finally stopped by big Buck Buchanan. Well, unlike a lot of quarterbacks, Roger Staubach's an athlete. And he can run, and very effectively.
That's the plaque all of the Texas all-timers whom Giff was describing earlier are going to get tonight, each of them. Remarkable reunion party last night, wasn't it, Giff?
It really was. They were having a little fun when I left.
Kyle Rote looks so much younger than you, it's hard to believe you were teammates.
Yeah, I can sing better than Bobby Lane, though.
That's not hard.
Bobby, of course, the ringleader, as he always is, of the group that gathered last evening. A whole bunch of iced tea disappeared.
Always on Sunday. The great Bobby Lane book. Co-authored by Bobby Drum of Pittsburgh, the drummer boy.
Had an incredible turnout for that vote down here, too, Art. Over 1,700,000.
I don't understand how Landry lost by 200 votes to Bill Bradley. I think they both should have been in there. Bill, of course, the fine defensive back with the Eagles.
Of course, we talk about Bobby Lane, but Sammy Baugh was voted the #1 all-time Texas quarterback. He's here. We'll have a look at him.
You know, he was the best punter I have ever seen, Frank.
Still has the NFL standard for it. First down, Dallas. Shotgun indicating 36 seconds. Staubach going for Drew Pearson. Incomplete. Really been a back-and-forth game. Kansas City out in front once again. They took the lead 3-0 on a 51-yard field goal. Dallas came back, hit it 7-3 on a Staubach 9-yard touchdown run. Frisch hit to make it 10-3 Dallas. Matuzak recovered a fumble to tie it up at 10 apiece. Golden Richards made a spectacular catch of a Staubach pass to make it 17-10 Dallas. Podolak scored to make it 17 apiece. And then Podolak scored again a few moments ago, and Kansas City leads 24-17. Robert Newhouse back in the game. Cowboys again out of their shotgun on second down. The bomb, we're going for Golden Richards. And phew, he almost had it. Golden Richards had got behind Jimmy Marsalis, and the pass was absolutely dead perfect. And I guess when you recall the one he made in the end zone a while ago,
that's right.
You just don't catch the easy ones.
It's forgivable.
Dead in stride. A look at it again, and in all probability, he would have gone in for another score. So action, even in the closing seconds here in the first half.
That may be why Kerry Reardon has supplanted Jimmy Marsalis. What a time to let a man get behind you.
Well, Jimmy's a very aggressive ball player. He'll come up and try to bump an awful lot, and once in a while you can get behind him. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit, Frank, but carry on.
Out of the shotgun on third down. 25 seconds remaining in the first half. Staubach over the middle, gets the first down. His big tight end, Fugit. He's out to the 43-yard line. Cowboys want another timeout. And that's it. No more timeouts for Roger Staubach.
Of course, Frank and Howard, you know, the advantages of the shotgun is that the quarterback is already back there, which enables him to have about, maybe 2 more seconds than he normally would have.
An instant downfield view.
Yes. Yes.
Also allows his receivers, the halfbacks and fullback, have moved out onto the wing set, and they can get downfield much more quickly.
Yeah, I was going to say all those things, you guys.
Why didn't you ever play in the shotgun formation, Giff?
No one put it in. I would have been willing.
A foul on the field, that's what delayed it.
17 seconds remaining in the first half. Now back again into the shotgun. Young and Pearson move into the wing spots. Another bomb, this one intended for Drew Pearson, and he cannot come back. Emmitt Thomas, number 18, down there deep with Drew Pearson.
Giff, why are they booing that?
I have no idea, Howard.
Well, I do. The defender
Alex
seemed
does.
to be entangled on the offensive Drew Pearson at that particular time.
I think
guys.
they probably would have liked
I'm really
to have had an
observing this
interference
game.
call. Let's look at it again.
Now you can watch this as we go downfield with Drew Pearson. You can watch the defender right here. He
That's
will entwine his legs. There, see that?
No.
Yeah. Well.
Emmitt Thomas having another big year. He led the NFL in interceptions last year. Already has 4 this year. He'll get beat, however, quite often. He takes a lot of chances for a cornerback. on second down. Staubach going to Charles Young. Incomplete as Staubach is set down rather rudely by number 86, Big Buck Buchanan.
Buckaroo was in there like it was 1970 that time.
He's lost a lot of weight, Howard.
He's also lost a lot of speed.
Yeah, a lot of weight and a lot of speed. I was going to say that, Howard.
He actually is playing on a very sore foot tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Because of the loss of Wilbur Young and John Lohmeyer, the regular defensive right side for the Chiefs. 6 seconds. This should be the last play on third down. Number 81 comes in, Percy Howard. Bottom of your screen. Top of your screen is the speed man, Drew Pearson. This one is all or nothing, going for Pearson, and he gives it a one-handed attempt in a lot of traffic as time runs out. Spectacular, topsy-turvy first half. The Chiefs over Dallas 24-17. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Introducing the 1976 Ford LTD. Front view, back view, side view, and bottom view. Something you should think about before you buy a car. What's underneath the good looks that attract you in the first place? 2 years ago, I introduced the 74 LTD in advertising that urged consumers to compare, told them what to look for inside and out. In short, how to recognize a well-built car. This year, Ford surveyed thousands of owners of 1974 cars to find out about any troubles that had developed in a number of areas relating to body quality and durability. Areas like paint, doors, locks, windows, squeaks, and rattles. Just over a third responded, and a lower percentage of LTD owners reported troubles developing over the past year than owners of Impala, Fury, or even Chrysler. That doesn't prove LTD is the best built car, but it probably does say, look at this car before you buy anything else.
The closer you look, the better we look.
The department turns a killer loose, and Beretta turns in his badge to bring him in on his own. Robert Blake is Beretta. Then, Starsky and Hutch hit the streets after a psycho cop killer. The cop he killed was a lady, Starsky's lady. You get all the action covered with Beretta, Starsky and Hutch.
Wednesday on ABC.
Yeah, gotcha. I know it. It's a pattern. That's the story at halftime. Kansas City over Dallas 24-17 in a zany football game. We've had fumbles. We've had just about everything imaginable. And we are anticipating more of the same in the second half. 41 points here in the first half. Kansas City over Dallas 24-17. Right now, we'll give you a little football history lesson. 15 years ago, about 100,000 youngsters signed up for a new football-oriented youth event called Punt, Pass, and Kick, sponsored by the Ford Dealers of America in cooperation with the NFL. Punt, Pass, and Kick is today one of the most successful youth activities of its kind ever. Punt, Pass, and Kick is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year, and over the years, 12 million youngsters have participated. The names of 90 of these youngsters have been permanently placed in the Punt, Pass, and Kick exhibit at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. And you can just imagine how proud they are. There is the Hall of Fame. Punt, Pass, and Kick has come a long way indeed. And 15 years ago, I don't think anyone dreamed that Punt, Pass, and Kick would become popular among gals. So much so that this year, over 5,000 gals have signed up. And for the 8th year in a row, over 1 million youngsters participated in Punt, Pass, and Kick. Quite an anniversary tribute. Punt, Pass, and Kick, 15 years old and still growing. The punting and kicking portions of the Punt, Pass, and Kick competition were held here earlier tonight, and this passing event will determine which of these Punt, Pass, and Kick NFC competitors will move on to the semifinals as representatives of the Dallas Cowboys in Detroit on December the 14th. The punt, pass, and kick officials will start the youngsters. They'll spot the ball as it lands on the fly, measure the accuracy, and record the scores. So the officials are ready. Let's begin the passing event with two 8-year-old future stars. And number 67 is John Robertson. He's from Dallas, Texas. Good throw for John. And now we move over to another 8-year-old, number 65. He's Norman Shaver. He's from Eufaula, Oklahoma. Good pass by Norman. Now the 9-year-olds. And this is number 23. He's James Scotty from Albany, Texas. Oh, good toss by Jim. And now number 51. A 23-yarder by Jim. And now number 51, the other 9-year-older. He's Randall Postoke. He's from Laverne, Oklahoma. Let it fly, Randall. Good toss by Randall. And now our 10-year-olds. That one of 25 yards. Number 32 is Scott Church. He's from Stanton, Texas. Good toss by Scott. And now, number 91 is Lance Glasgow, Tonkawa, Oklahoma. Little offline, but a nice toss by Lance, 23 yards. And now the 11-year-olds, Dwayne Friesen from Kilgore, Texas, wearing number 74, made famous by Bob Lilly. Good toss, Dwayne. And now number 66, Randy Savage from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Just a little slip. Hang in there, Randy. And now the 12-year-olds. Jeff Sider. He's from Grand Prairie, Texas, and he's wearing number 12. A bullet. Jeff Sider with a 37-yarder. And now Joe Leach, number 90, from Thomas, Oklahoma. Good toss by Joe Leach. And now we move on to our 13-year-olds. That toss by Leach, 28 yards. And now number 81 is Eddie Weiss. He's from Linden, Texas. Good toss. Eddie Weiss, 32 yards. And now number 83, Gary Shornick from Duncan, Oklahoma, our last competitor at 13. And Gary gets off a beauty. A 50-yarder. Congratulations. That completes the passing portion of tonight's competition. We'll have the winners following the third quarter. Kansas City out in front of the Dallas Cowboys, 24-17, and it has been a first half that has been hard to believe. 41 points scored. Kansas City opened with a lead. Dallas came back, and they went ahead. Kansas City came back, and there it is now. Kansas City 24, Dallas 17. A lot of action yesterday. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Rich Stadium, Buffalo, New York. The Bills against the Colts. The two met earlier, and the Bills won a tough contest. Now it looks like the Bills are going to run away with it. Early first quarter action. The juice on the loose. Through the hole, the acceleration. Then eluding one tackler. Now that tackler cutting back as he did it. Two more tacklers can't down him before he scores the touchdown, 7-0. Ferguson then throws to him twice for touchdowns. This is the first of the two, and quickly the Bills assume a 21-0 lead over the Colts in what appears to be a growing rout. But it wasn't to be that way on the day. The score 21-0. Ted Marcia-Broda, the Baltimore Colt coach, a worried man, quite obviously. But with the score 28-7, Marty Domris on a fake field goal throws to Billy Olds out of Nebraska, and suddenly it's 28-14 and a growing ball game. Then, shortly before the end of the first half, Bert Jones is back. looking for a receiver and finding the fleet-footed Roger Carr. He's off by himself, touchdown, and it's 28-21 in favor of Buffalo. Marsha Broda is breathing more easily. Then watch Burt Jones, the gifted young quarterback who can run as well as pass, as he goes 19 yards for a touchdown with the score tied 28-all, and Baltimore leads. Then, as you see there, Joe Ferguson is racked up, concussion, out for the day. So Buffalo is now taking a beating. With the score 42-28 Buffalo, Gary Morangi hits Bob Chandler to make it 42-35 in favor of Baltimore. With a minute 20-plus left, David Lee has to punt for Baltimore. He gets the punt off, but he's roughed up in the process by two of the Bills. Baltimore keeps possession and wins 42-35. That's Bum Phillips. The head coach of the Houston Oilers, now one of the toughest teams in the NFL. They must go against the Super Bowl champion Steelers at Three Rivers Stadium. Pittsburgh's leading here 3-0, and the throw, Bradshaw to Swan, makes it 10-0 Pittsburgh. Early in the second quarter, the score's the same. Dan Pastorini punts for Houston to number 88, Lynn Swan. The ball off the face mask. It's recovered by number 33, Mark Cotner. He thus puts Houston in scoring position, and banging in for the touchdown is 47, Ronnie Coleman. Houston trails 10-7. With a minute 27 left in the half, Bradshaw is back to throw an 8-yarder after apparently beginning the run for it to Larry Brown. Touchdown, and it's 17-7, the Steelers lead. Near the end of the first half, Pastorini throws a pass intended for Billy White Shoes Johnson. It's intercepted by Mel Blount. That stops the Oilers' scoring threat. Then, in the third quarter, Pittsburgh still leading 17-7. You see Dan Pastorini running the football and racked up. He has to temporarily leave the game. He came back later, as you all know. 2:38 left in the game, 17-10. Pastorini throws for Ken Burrow, 0-0, interference against Mel Blount. That sets up a tying touchdown for Houston, 17-all. Then in the waning seconds of the game, Bradshaw essays the pass, touchdown to John Stallworth, Pittsburgh 24, Houston 17. St. Louis at Philadelphia, Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. The Eagles get an early 10-7 lead, and Gabriel is hot. He throws right down the center to Poe James, and it's a touchdown, and that makes it 17-7 for Philadelphia, which had lost a week ago tonight, 42-3. This time it's Coryell, the St. Louis coach, who's worried. The Eagles are now leading 23-14. And watch Jim Hart. He can't find the receiver. He snakes in, 5 yards, touchdown. From 23-14, it becomes 23-21. Then, with 3 seconds left, the unerring Jim Bakken kicks the field goal. St. Louis squeaks by Philadelphia, 24-23. The Cards are 6-2. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. 5 inches of snow the night before. The Bronx with the ball, trailing the Bengals 7-0. Floyd Little bursting in for the score. That made it 7-6. Then a bad snap from center. The conversion thus fails. The Bengals retain the lead. A little more than 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Denver ahead 13-10. Kenny Anderson to Chip Myers. The lateral to Isaac Curtis. He goes all the way down to the 4-yard line. 2 plays later, Booby Clark goes in for the touchdown, and Cincinnati wins it 17-16.
Coffee, tea, or a flick of my bick?
Private, don't you know to flick your bick in the presence of an officer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Philip, now that we're in the tunnel of love, could I have a flick of your bick?
Why just light up when you can flick your Bic? It's smooth, easy on the thumb, and you get thousands of flicks from a single Bic. The Bic Butane.
Keep flicking your Bic, Marcia. There's got to be a ship within at least 1,000 miles of us.
This moment is devoted to all the grandmas in the world. The women with more love than you can hold in your arms at one time. And to the little people who make the regal title of Grandma all possible. If you're a grandma with your children just across town, you're lucky. But if your special friend is across the country, you're still only half a day away when you fly the Boeing 747. Go. Get together sometime soon. There's a reception committee that believes you're the most important passenger on that plane. Boeing. Getting people together.
This Saturday on ABC Sports, a full schedule of 5 NCAA regional football games. Eastern viewers will see Brown bidding for its first Ivy League title ever against Harvard in a critical game. Kansas, an upset winner over Oklahoma last Saturday, entertains Colorado. San Diego State and San Jose State, each 8-1, meet for the Pacific Coast Athletic Association title. Auburn faces Georgia in the Southeast Conference, and Texas Tech battles Baylor in the Southwest. That's all Saturday on ABC.
Louis Cardinals. 24-17, the Chiefs over the Dallas Cowboys, and it's been a wild football weekend here in Dallas as some of the all-time greats have returned to Dallas to be presented to this capacity crowd here at Texas Stadium. They are voted by the Texas sports writers and the 7-Eleven stores. They distributed ballots. There you see John David Crow, one of the running backs that was picked as on this all-Texas team, and we have had a lot of fun with this man over the years, Bobby Lane. He was a second-string pick to Sammy Baugh.
And the Chicago Bears, 6-time All-Pro and member of the NFL Hall of Fame, Clyde Bulldog Turner.
A legend in his time and for all of the years thereafter, Bulldog Turner out of Hardin Simmons.
And quarterback from Texas Christian and the Washington Redskins, 6 times All-Pro and charter member of the NFL Hall of Fame, Sammy Baugh.
You're looking at Doak Walker, and here comes Sammy Baugh. He still holds several records, one of them for average punts for a season. He was an incredible athlete.
And the Detroit Lions,
there he is.
4 times All-Pro.
You'll hear it now.
Walker.
The Doker.
Number 37, as Howard likes to say, and he was a great athlete.
His popularity around here is such that you'd think he was still playing.
Married to an Olympic skier, Skeeter Werner, who's here with him.
Went to a first hockey game ever with me.
Bob Lilly, who just retired after a sensational career with the Dallas Cowboys.
25 Texas all-timers, Giffer. This is not just a local event. These are some of the greatest names in the history of the sport.
We missed some of them. There's Kyle Rote, there's Marvin Upshaw, Bill Bradley, Bud McFadden, Jack Pardee, Del Schaffner, an old teammate of mine.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking for
E.J.
the
Hullabaloo gave Howard a pair of cowboy boots
team
at the beginning of the game.
Present Mr. Bob Lilly.
Bob Lilly is going to speak for the team.
On behalf of my teammates who represent the state of Texas all-time professional football team, I wish to thank 7-Eleven and the Texas Sports Writers Association for making this day possible. I know this is a day that we'll all remember the rest of our lives. Again, thank you.
And there they are.
Bob Lilly speaking for the all-time Texas team. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, Kansas City versus the Dallas Cowboys, is being brought to you by Sears Tire and Auto Centers, home of the Die-Hard battery and the Sears Road Handler steel-belted radial tire. And we'll be ready for the second half kickoff between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys right after this word from our local stations. Halftime activities winding up here at Texas Stadium in Dallas. Incredible 41-point first half. The Kansas City Chiefs leading the Dallas Cowboys now 24-17. Let's go back and take a look at the action. This is Roger Staubach. Early in the first quarter, looking for a receiver, could not find one. He heads for the end zone from 9 yards out, and he runs into number 20, Mike Sensabaugh. He gets him for the touchdown to put Dallas out in front 7-3. But he takes a terrific shot from Sensabaugh. Was on the turf for a while, Hushed silence here. But he's all right. He came back in the game. John Matuzak of Kansas City, number 79, the defensive end, causes a fumble. Preston Pearson coughs it up. Ball dribbles into the end zone. Matuzak is there. And Kansas City pulls back to tie it 10 apiece. Here's Roger Staub.